Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, like to thank every single one of you for coming in and visiting the stream. I'm not sure what was up with the technical difficulties, but if the stream sucks, I'll just re-upload it because I got a local recording and everything should be good there. Anyways, again, hit that little eye in the upper right. Bolt, the Super Pony, is going to do a behind the scenes for his show. And we'll get to see a little bit of how things kind of work. I know mine's a mess. And he'll be, I think he's the last show. Yeah, you should be the last show. And then he's going to do a little mix after his. So there will be some more music later on tonight, believe it or not. Also, if you like what I play, I am a radio DJ for Ponyville FM. I do a show every Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Western European time. I don't really have a link for that. PonyvilleFM.com will get you to where you need. Other than that, I guess we're at the end here, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Hope y'all enjoyed, folks.
All right, we are at 9:02. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to my first stream. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I don't know if my audio output's working. Okay. Hello? Yay! Okay, awesome. You guys can hear me. All right. And I'm looking at my own stream. Okay, good. It's just delayed. Awesome. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to enlarge the screen so you guys can see more than a minuscule window in the middle of the screen. Let me see. If anyone knows how to do that, feel free to shout it out. I feel like it's in here somewhere. I have only used this once. Let's see. Once I can get this to enlarge so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, I can get started. Let's see here. Yeah, I know the window's tiny. I apologize for that. I'm trying to figure out how to enlarge this thing. And I'm not sure. Is it solution? No, we already have a frame rate. Scaled 100%. That's all I can think of. Anyone? Sorry about this. Ugh. Wow, this is awesome. 58 people. Okay, so I'm just, as soon as I can get this to enlarge, otherwise you're going to be looking at like really teeny tiny windows. Like really teeny tiny. Hey, at least this is broadcasting HD. That part worked. Enlarge. Oh, here, let's try. Sorry, I should have had this. It's gonna say, yeah, go ahead and click that button at the top of your window. Crop and scale. There we go. Oh my gosh. View menu. Yeah, what view menu? Oh my goodness. This is not what I wanted to have happen at like the last second here. I had everything else. Oh, wait. Oh, that. Okay, yeah, it shows up on mine as being full screen, but it doesn't show up on the YouTube. Screenshots. Settings? Maybe that's it. Audio. I'm already. Yep, microphone. You got the blue snowball there. General. Advanced, maybe? This is not what I wanted to have happen. Like everything else, literally everything else is lined up right here. I just gotta figure this part out. Oh, wrong account. Wrong stream. see. Also, hi everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Apologies for the small screen. I'm gonna get this fixed as soon as possible. And we can get started. Snap to grid. No, okay, that snaps this thing in place. I'm getting pinged. Okay, so people can hear me at least. That's good. Yeah, I'm in a lot of chats right now. View in the main toolbar and changing the resolution settings. So looking for view, the main toolbar. Looking for view. Welcome to Troubleshooting Live on Air. No? Oh, screen. Capture. That's not going to do it. Yeah, sorry, I'm having to troubleshoot. Oh, yeah, Bing. Having to troubleshoot this right now. Gosh dang it. Yeah, see the help button. Layout. Keep aspect ratio. Cropping. I don't want to crop anything. Width. What if I do that? I can't even type. Trying to fix the screen. Oh, man. Is this doing something? Is that doing anything to the stream? No, it is not. Wow, okay. Hopefully this doesn't show anything. Video size. Oh yeah, sure, it's not allowed during the stream. Wonderful. Yeah, last stream of Horses at Home Con, and it's going great. Anyone know how to enlarge the screen? Con started with tech issue, con ends with tech issue. I linked to the tutorial on Discord PMs. That one? Perfect. Hey everyone, let's go watch a YouTube video about how to fix the problem I'm having with my stream. I don't know about you guys, but I can't hear this audio.
Hello everybody, Chris here, and in this
Okay, let's see if we can skip.
Actually, if you're streaming 12, in order to change that section in that drop
resolution.
Now, I think that's the powerful computer. Watching at twice the rate, you're going to need a more powerful machine.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
Most people would probably going to want to be on this drop-down menu that you can see indicated by the arrow for these days. Because usually, if you're streaming online, you're either streaming or broadcasting in 720p or 1080p resolution, which means 1280 pixels by 720 or 1920 pixels by 1080. Therefore, this is way too small. People will complain about having a resolution like this, and you won't get the views that you need. So, in order to change that, it's actually quite simple. You don't find it in the settings menu. You just go over here, and you click on this drop-down menu that you can see indicated by the arrow, and you can find resolution as the first section
right here
in that drop-down. Now, what you're probably going to want to be broadcasting in, as I mentioned, 720p or 1080p.
That's it.
If your system can sustain it,
that's
good.
it.
If not, maybe 480p. I think that's the
okay.
absolute minimum.
I figured out what the
watch.
problem is.
You can also add in custom resolutions over here, but generally speaking, those are the two that you're going to need right there. Now, if you happen to have a really powerful computer, you can consider basically doing things in 60 FPS. Now, with my basic understanding, I believe that's about going to double your video file size because there's twice as many frames that it's capturing. And because it's capturing at twice the rate, you're going to need a more powerful machine. But
because
some
it's
people
broadcasting
really do
at
60
like
FPS.
640, and I want it to be up here at 720.
30 FPS is the standard.
So that
but
is what's
60 if you have
happening.
a supercomputer, and
I
then
will
probably
be
wanna
right
do
back.
60 at
I promise
90.
this won't take long. I'm just gonna disconnect. He promise this won't take long as this thing happens. I'm just gonna disconnect, change the settings, and reconnect with a higher resolution. So I will be right back. I set it in the output, but apparently it didn't work here. So I'll be right back. Just gonna disconnect and reconnect. See you guys in the... Boom! There we go. Yeah, my license expired. That should have done it. Yes! Oh yeah, that's bad. That's better. All right. Yes! Did it. Okay, we're broadcasting in 720p right now. That should do it. If you go in here, you should be able to change the settings, 720. Awesome. All right, now we're ready to roll. Shoo. So, sorry for that, everyone. Welcome to Music is Timeless Live behind the scenes. I am your host, Bolt. And I just want to kind of give you a little tour. I do this show on Ponyville FM on Friday nights at 9 p.m. And it's called Music is Timeless. And I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I've had a ton of fun doing it. I just want to give you a tour of this is like, for example, this is the main music program I use to do it to run the show. I'm gonna zoom out of here. Oh wow, my background disappeared too. Wonderful. Interesting. I don't know what happened to that. So this is the software I use to do the show. This is Mix 1.11. I also have Mix 1.12 down here, but for some reason, when I tried broadcasting with that, it doesn't work. I don't know why that is. So these are all the... this is just this playlist. This is my entire library right here. And if I go to, say, add this playlist, you can see... This is... always impresses me when I hit this. These are all the playlists from just about everything I've done. Every show has been categorized into its own playlist. So if at any time I ever want to go back, I've only used this twice. If I ever want to go back, I can go back and I can say, okay, on the 29th of January 2016, whoops, I just added the song to that set. On the 29th of January 2016, what did I play? And here are like all the songs that I've played on that day. You notice the one thing that's constant is this up here. This is the theme song. I always play at the beginning of the show. Actually, I gotta check because it's kind of critical. Uh-oh. There we go. Can you guys hear the music? Can hear it. Awesome. Okay, so this is the theme song I play every the start of every show, and it's now ingrained in my head. I absolutely cannot shake it off. It is, and no pun intended there, but I now hear that everywhere because I've played it so many times. But yeah, so these are all the playlists from everything I've played. If I get a request, because it's a live request show, I just go down here. I've got like 3 archives I search through. This is just something I did tonight. But I'll just go through here and I'll search Black Gryphon or whatever anyone wants to hear. And I go through here and I can, this automatically searches in my D drive, which searches basically these 3 main archives. I've got the MLP PVFM archive that was provided to me. This one I found online. This is like the MLP MA full archive, and you have all these artists. I think I analyzed this one and it was like 40 gigabytes of music about. And it's still trying to load up all this music. There it goes. And then I have this one. This is the first one. This is the MLP Music Archive. This one is available to download from Ponyville Live. So if you go to, I think it's ponyvillelive.com/archive, you can get all this music right here for free. And these are like the 3 main archives I use. If anyone makes any requests, they have the official songs in here too from season 1, 2, 3, Equestria Girls. And then like these little originals that they've done. Oh, look, they have Twilight Licious in there. Yeah, so these are the 3 main archives I use. If anyone has a request, I would just take this, go to, let's see, I've got a playlist already set up for this this stream. So I just go here, drag it in, say someone wanted to hear this song, click it,
sunrise above the ocean,
and it's ready to go. That's all I gotta do. Sometimes I have to go online, look them up, and I just go on here and search it on Chrome. Oh, I hope it's working. Yeah, oh yeah, that's just that. I'm gonna close that window. I don't need that. So yeah, that's basically how I keep the songs. I'm sorry I haven't been really watching the chat here. Let's see. And by the way, if anyone has any questions at any time, go ahead and shout it out in the chat. I'll do my best to check up every once in a while. The check marks right here indicate that I've played it before. Since I haven't played this one, I'll take that out and set it up here. And I haven't played that one yet. So yeah, so this is the mix I've already made for this show. Oh, one more thing, because there is this song down here, which is a combination of 2 songs, a mashup. For some reason, I love doing mashups. It just appeals to me for some reason. And this is a mashup of It's Time to Slam by Cryptrick and This Can't Be All by Black Gryphon. And then I just want to show you really quickly how I make these. This is the Audacity file for this mashup in particular. And it's a bit messy right now. It's got a few different parts. This right here is just the song as it is. This is the entire song. This is This Can't Be All. If I were to go back here, start it from here, this is the only song that's not muted. So this is all you're going to hear is this one right here. If I skip over here, this is the part I've integrated into It's Time to Slam. And actually, I'm just going to mute that. I'm going to show you the part. Check up on the chat again. Oh, where did you read the Pony News from during the opening? The Pony News. I usually get that from either Equestria Daily or it's whatever groups I'm in. Like if BabsCon does something, I'll announce whatever they do. Yeah, it's usually just stuff I notice. If there's something really big that happens in the fandom and I happen to catch wind of it and I think it would be of interest to everyone else, like if there's a Legends of Equestria open server weekend or something, I'll announce that. Usually it's Equestria Daily is where I get my main source of I don't want to say horse news, but My Little Pony related news from. So yeah, so this is the song called It's Time to Slam. It's a happy hardcore track. It's one of my favorites. I actually found it on SoundCloud. It's a really good one. But there's this middle here, and let's see if I can find it the first time. Yeah, here we go. This part. It's this part right... No, it's actually... Sorry, it's this part right here. It's right there. This. And that little melody caught my ear. I was like, there's something that has to go here. Something's missing from this one spot. And when I thought about it, I actually thought about Black Gryphon's Quest, This Can't Be All. And so the problem was this right here is in, I think it's like 170 BPM. Let me scroll back and just double check. Yeah, so this is 170 BPM, and Black Gryphon's song is in somewhere around, I think it's like 100, but it's not this fast at all. So I had to go over here to the part I wanted to take out, which is actually, this is the Black Gryphon part I took out sped up. This. Just that part. So I can zoom in. And I just took it and I repeated it. I just slapped the second part right on there. By the way, I'm going to get to actually doing a live mix in just a second. I just want to show you this first. So I started with just the regular song, and this was like silly me before I knew how Audacity worked. I would find out how many beats per minute it is. here it is. This is the song without the speed up. This is at normal speed. Whoops. This is at normal speed. By the way, tagging me like this really helps me find out if someone has a question. That really helps. So anyways, that's the song as is. And yeah, I needed to speed that up because, let's see, if I go over here and I look, I have some of this set to tell me how much, there it is. So if I go over here, it doesn't give me the beats per minute here, but if I go and I put it into mix, it will tell me 127. So this is 127 beats per minute, and I need to get it up to 170. And before I knew that Audacity had this function, I would just say, okay, do some basic algebra. 127 times what equals 170? So 127 times x equals 170. Take out my calculator and divide 170 by 127, and I would need to move the decimal over for some reason, and I would go up to the effects, change the tempo without changing the pitch, and I would insert this number. Actually, it's just easier if I copy it from here, paste it into here, and I'll move the decimal over by 1. And I would say go. So that's my percent. Oh, sorry, that's my percent change. So it's 13%. So I think I actually moved the decimal not enough places because I needed to go from a decimal to a percent. But we'll see what happens. So it's doing the whole song, so it's taking a little while. All right, let's try it now. I think that was I think that's the right speed. That sounds about right. Might not be fast enough, but that's kind of the general idea behind it. If I undo that, this is like, little did I know that Mix actually has a feature for this. It's a feature. As Joel from Vinesauce would say, you can tell it how many beats per minute you want to change it to. So I just say 127, I want to change it to 170. Yeah, it was 33. And it does the math for me. I just say, okay. And just like that, it's changed it. Okay, see, I didn't do it. I didn't even do the decimal placement correctly, so it knows. And that's the easier way to do it. So all I have to do after that is find the perfect spot to put it on, and then here it is one more time without it. While that plays, I'm just gonna check on the chat again. And someone asked me where the origins of my name was. Actually, believe it or not, I don't know if you can tell from my icon up there. Can I actually click on it? Yeah, there it is. It's actually Disney's Bolt. I love the movie so much. And when I first joined Equestria Daily, the comment section of, like, I don't know, I think it was back in April 2014, I was like, crap, I gotta pick a name. I gotta pick a username. Let's do a temporary one. How about Bolt? Bolt the Super Pony. What if Bolt the Super Dog was, in Equestria? What if he was... Let's go with it. And so I actually looked up artwork on it too, and I found someone actually had already done it. And I was like, okay, this is cool. It's supposed to be temporary, but it's stuck. So I've gone with it. So here's what they sound like together. And you'll hear this at the end of my mix. This is the last song I'm going to play. Notice it still kind of does this little tail end there. It's got that little bit. You can kind of hear the influence in the overall song. But then all I have to do is I take this part, which I don't want out, and I keep these two muted, File, Export, and and I can export this entire thing. It's going to, yell at me because I already have that on my hard drive. Let's say I want to name this 2. Save. And, well, all the metadata is wrong. So I just take this out and replace it with what I want. And that is how that's basically how I make my mixes. Now I can take this out because this is just the track itself. I don't need this. Oops, not that one. This one. And so that's how I make my mixes. And so, yeah, I'm going to show you kind of how I mix music really quickly, and then we'll get started. Let me just check. And Bolt's an awesome movie if you haven't seen it. Okay, so here is how I've just kind of had to learn this myself. This is just the little announcement that goes
live from Portland. This is Music is Timeless with
that's
Bolt
the
the
little
Super Pony.
announcement that just goes up before my show. I just threw those in there. So here are 2 songs that I think probably show off how to mix tracks the best, and these 2 I just found on SoundCloud, and they go together really well for some reason. I'm not sure why, because they're not even made by the same artist. This little highlighted area here, that's just a loop. If I want to turn it on, I could do this, and then by the time it gets to here, it will loop back around. I accidentally set that, and I can't figure out how to get it off. So it just kind of stays there for now. I'll admit I'm a little bit lazy in looking up how to take that off. So what I do is I look for this area. I don't know if you can see it. It's really small, but I look for this area right about here where there's a dip, a significant dip in the song towards the end. And that's my cue usually. And I'll usually do this before the show or before my mix so I know what it sounds like. I'm still trying to get used to using the little headphone feature and queuing up things on the spot. So I usually plan my mixes in advance. But what I'll do is I'll go back here and I'll listen for where the song changes. There, right there. And you can kind of hear that now it's just kind of a beat, a repetitive beat. That sounds like it could be blended with something else. That's what I look for. And right where that beat starts is where you usually want to mix it. Right there. And that is where I'd start playing the next one. Now for this one here, usually Mix does a pretty good job, and Mix is free, by the way. If you want to learn how to DJ, Mix is free. It's fully featured. You can grab either version. They both look about the same. They both, they have different skins. You can change the layout and make them look similar to each other. But I would use this one if it worked for broadcasting, and it doesn't work for broadcasting. But I will use this one for mixing tonight. So usually it does a pretty good job of queuing up the song at the start, and it does a pretty good job of tracking the beats. You can see every time the line hits, every time the white line matches the green one, it's on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. It usually does a pretty good job with this, especially with the mixed tracks that are professionally produced. And so what I'll do is this slider right here just kind of says it determines which side it's playing. Basically, that's all it does. It's a fader. And so if I want to mix these 2, notice that they are different BPMs, so I will go ahead and hit the sync button, change the BPM in advance. Start over here. I'll just leave it in the middle so you can kind of hear both of them. These are 6 key and now. And if you can get them right on the dot, it sounds really good. That's actually when it sounds the best. Oh yeah, so you live in Vancouver. Cool. I'll be going to Burning this year, which is in Vancouver, Canada. And I went there last year. I really loved it. Looking forward to going again. So yeah, I can probably be at Burning. And this time, I usually drag the fader over. There's really no need to because there's nothing happening on this end. But sometimes there is, and you'll see that in my mix tonight. Sometimes there are things that happen on the end, on the other side. I just kind of want to fade it over to the song that's currently playing. This is the gain. You can adjust it, make make the waveform bigger. Usually get fuller sound out of that, I find. Low, change bass, high, change the higher pitch, and kind of your treble, mid-range. These are little effects you can do. Let's see if I can hear it best on this. It kind of does a little wave, flange effects, what they call it. Kind of plays with wavelength a little bit. You can make it sound really good. I don't have an actual controller. I use a mouse and a keyboard. So the times I get to use a controller are basically when I go out and do live functions, which I actually got to do at a party about a month ago, and that was super fun. So let's see. So here's how I do it. Here's how I mix these two. If I didn't want them crossed, if I didn't want you to be able to get both of them, I use a 6 key, which is the sync button, and you still can't hear this one yet. So I can move. You can hear that one now, and now you hear this one. So I wait until you get about halfway here. And you can kind of see that this changes over here. And about that point usually is where I start dragging it over. And you can see that the song here really starts at that hill. Move it over. And different songs have different ways you can start and end them. These two just happen to be really easy to, like you could leave them both. You could leave this right in the middle. It'll still sound as good as if you dragged it over. Others aren't like that, and you'll see that in my mix. So without further ado, I'm gonna just check one more time, see if there are any other. Oh, my usual slot on Ponyville FM. I forgot to mention that. If you want to see my, if you want to hear my show. It is, Vancouver, Washington. Oh, my bad. So yeah, I'm in Portland, which is just a short drive from Vancouver, and I do a lot of events here in Portland as well. I usually attend a lot of My Little Pony events down here whenever we have them. My slot on Ponyville FM is 9 o'clock. Actually, it's at this time exactly on Friday nights. So I start at 9 p.m. Pacific time Friday nights, and if you want to come tune in, it's always fun. I take live requests. I do my oh wow guys, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't know what to say to that, honestly. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I have no idea what to say. So my usual slot 9 p.m. Fridays Pacific time. I take requests, and during actual events I like during live what do they call it, live releases for like new albums and stuff, I will do an actual mix. A couple more things I want to show you. This is the microphone I use. You can't really see it. I just bought this one as of about 2 months ago. I decided that I've been doing the show for long enough. I need to get a good quality microphone. This cost me about $50 on YouTube, and it sure beats the heck out of the headset I used to use. And then I don't know what this is, but apparently I had it open, so something I want to show you. Oh, it's just that image blown up a little bit. My computer's lagging right now, so I don't know if that's okay. There we go. Yeah, so that's just the image of the blue. It's a blue ice microphone, which looks funny. It's kind of got a funny name because it is neither blue nor is it shaped like ice. And when you Google images for blue ice, you get something different. Not this microphone. So I thought that was kind of funny. But that's the microphone I use. And blue snowball? I think it's blue ice. Yeah, so that's about it for that. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this mix here. I'm frustrated that... Hold on a second. I'm going to change my background because I'm frustrated that Windows changed my background on me. Like, really? Personalize... Like, come on, yeah, Harmony. Yeah. Blech. I don't know why it did that, and I don't know if it has the old background in there anywhere. Does it do recent? Yeah, alright. Sorry, I had a really good Luna background in here. I'm disappointed that Windows changed it on me, like, seriously. Gosh dang it. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, it's doing the changing thing. That's... because I just set it to. Alright. I'm just going to get started on the mix. Oh, look, a koala. I'm just going to get started on the mix here. And I had it on this one. Oh, it's out of order. Alright, so I'm going to kick it off with Anthropology, one of my favorite songs. Let's do one more check and make sure. Yeah, I'm bummed about that. I had a really good background, and I was super excited to show it to you guys, and then Windows went and was like, no, you're going to use this one. Gosh darn it, Windows. Gosh darn it. Sort by date? Am I at the top? Luna Jax, Luna's Future. Limits determinate. Yeah, no, I had a really post it to Twitter or something if I get the chance. Okay, come on. Come on, Explorer. I need to get to my... That is not good. More troubleshooting. I'm going to start off some programs and see if that helps. I am streaming. I don't care. All right. Back. Hey everyone, sorry about that. I just don't know what went wrong. Did that work? Come on. Come on. Please tell me. Everything on my computer freezes. Welcome to Black Screen of Death. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you guys for sticking around. I apologize for that. Yay! Oh, crap, everyone. Oh, okay. I just lost 50 people. Or 40 people. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Horses at Home will end. Oh, please work. From 50 people to 12. Oh well, that's all right. That's not a problem. Thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate that anyone stuck around after that. I'm not being on its own. Okay, Chrome's not responding. I think it is responsible for most of this. So I'm going to start taking out Chrome. And we're going to start over with that. Gotcha. 82%. All right. Awesome. So thank you guys for sticking around. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to get started on the mix. Let's end this thing with a bang, even though it kind of already happened. Let's do it. Oh my gosh, look at that chat. Holy crow. Oh, holy crow. Yes. Here we go. Yes. Oh my gosh, people are coming back. Thank you guys. Oh, I was worried about that. All right, I'm gonna close down all these windows, and we're gonna get rolling here. All right, let's do it. I don't need a schedule, and this is just the YouTube. I don't need that. All right, thank you guys for coming back. Let's get this thing going. Tell your friends, please. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna kick it off with Anthropology, the mystery remix. I'm not sure where it left off, but. Yeah, let's do this. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to talk as little as possible through this, but I might make a few notes here and there.
Human beings fascinate me, being just the way they are. Tell me, little pony, can you push a cart or drive a car? Lyre is my instrument, but humans strum their sweet guitar. It's a mystery. Anthropology, fingers, toes, and tiny noses, brownish hair and tannish skin. Would it be too much to ask to see the world they're living in? Every pony tells me that it's old and fake mythology. It's a mystery. Anthropology. Your coat, styling your mane with your hooves. I don't mean to butt in or gloat, but ancient history proves humans don't have wings or magic. They don't need it, they don't care. All they've got's imagination. New inventions everywhere. Babies, children, teens, and elders all alike have clothes to wear. It's so real to me. Anthropology, Albert Einstein, Cleopatra.
guys can see it, but there's this little bar up here that's kind of flashing green right there. Whenever it turns red over there, that means there's, yep, there it goes, like that. That's my warning to not do anything because it's, yeah, I thought indicates glitches are likely.
sun goes down, down, crazy's partying down, down. Bass cannon comes around, round. Side to the trunk. Let me hear you jump around, round. Stomp the loose on the ground, round. Come and listen to that sound, down. Side to the trunk. Crazy sun goes down, down, crazy's partying down, down. Bass cannon comes around, round. Side to the trunk. Let me hear you jump around, round. Stomp the loose on the ground, round. Come and listen to that sound, down. Side to the trunk. Keep me sober, baby, come on, gonna feel much better. Party stops when the moon goes down. Yeah, all nighter, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Let's get inside the trunk. Sun goes down, down, crazy's party in town, town. Bass cannon comes around, round. Side to the trunk. Let me hear you jump around, round. Stomp the loose on the ground, round. Come and listen to that sound, down. Side to the trunk. Sober, baby, come on, gonna feel much better. Party stops when the moon goes down. Yeah, all nighter, I don't care, 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 I don't care.
your motherfuckers bounce. All your motherfuckers bounce.
It's so much easier to stay or get up and walk away than to put yourself into the crowd. I know you better than to give up here or to give into the fear where the music isn't going loud. I've seen the way you say it with your eyes and the atmosphere complies as the rhythm invades the floor. So go where if you think of it at all, then you're thinking about it wrong. All you know is that you want to see the floor come alive when you're on. The beat is hard and you know that you want. so much easier to stay or get up and walk away than to put yourself into the crowd. I know you better than to give up here or to give into the fear where the music isn't going around. I've seen the way you say it with your eyes and the atmosphere complies as the rhythm hits the floor. So go if you think of it at all, when you're thinking about it wrong, all you know is that you want to see the floor come alive when you're right. The beat is hard and you know that you want it. Any other day, all you do is survive. But now that you're here, I can see you come alive.
sure. No, be a person. Now. Energy, great. Be energy. There's a body show. Yes, be a person. On. Energy, be energy. There's a body show. No, be a person. Yeah. Energy, yeah. Be energy. There's a body show.
And see what you've learned so far. What color are the unicorns? Pink! Where are they dancing? Rainbows! Please use one word to describe the texture of their magical fur. Smiles! Yeah! Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. 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 Dancing on rainbows, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
By the way, we just jumped from 150 to 180.
feeling alright. We are gonna dance and party tonight. Tonight is the night that we're gonna lose it. So treat that record final scratch and never stop the music.
you guys so much for joining me tonight. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Thank you for sticking out all the technical problems. I do have one thing I want to say. I mentioned on my show, if you want to see me perform live, I will be performing live at BabsCon in their Nayhem concert. It's not announced yet, but it will be very soon. So I want to tell you guys that. So I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope my videos have been my video live stream tonight has been helpful, and you've learned something, or at least enjoyed yourself. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I tried to find that one song that I said had the transition that I really loved, and I don't know. I forgot what the name of it is. It escapes me. I know how it goes, and it's kind of like one of those songs that no one's really heard about, and it mixes really well with that Heart Strong as Horses. I did it on. If you look on Legends of Equestria, the live stream, the most recent live stream, it's the one I ended with. It's actually, I got to close out the live stream. I had the honor of closing out the live stream. It was so awesome. It was one of those songs I ended with, and it mixed it with this Heart Strong as Horses. I can't remember what the heck it was called. So, yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in. The SERL request was good. Thanks for that. I forget who said that, but yeah, that was great. Thank you guys for tuning into. Since this is the last panel at Horses at Home Con, or last stream. Thank you guys for tuning into Horses at Home. I had a lot of fun tuning into all the streams that I got to tune into. So, and I'm looking forward to it next year. Thank you to Crown Prince and the entire staff behind this convention. It was a lot of fun. I'm surprised that virtual conventions were not a thing before this, but I'm glad it is now. If you want to join me for my show, it's on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time on Ponyville FM. And yeah, 9 p.m. Pacific time, I said that. And then, like I said, I'll be at BabsCon too, and that'll be the next convention I'm at. Thank you guys. Oh, it was Animatronic Pony. Okay, apparently it was Animatronic Pony. So thank you to Animatronic Pony for that request. That was a good one. All right, so I'm going to end with one more song here tonight, unless I can get an epiphany of some kind and I can figure out what that track was. I can't remember it for the life of me. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but I think it worked out in the end. So we're going to end with this one track, Great to Be Different, by Forest Rain, featuring Decibel, which is the track that I actually ended most all the Legends of Equestria shows. Thanks to Soul for suggesting this one. AWOL has a show too. Details are on Ponyville FM's website. AWOL, if you want to go and post your show time, that's fine with me. I honestly don't know what it is. Thank you guys once again. Have a wonderful night. I will see you next Friday this upcoming Friday for Music is Timeless. Thank you once again for tuning in, and have a great night. Here is the last song of the night, unless I can think of that other one. Great to Be Different by Forest Rain featuring Decibel.
It was a dark day when I lost my faith. I wasn't the pony I thought I'd be. And it seemed that no one could relate. There was nothing left for me to see. So I took a walk to the edge of the town. I thought of leaving it all behind, when I saw a little letter fall right out of the sky, as a gray mare hovered way up high. I thought I was crazy when I saw her wave, and then simply fly away. So I opened the letter and looked inside, and what was written made my day. It said, isn't it great to be different? Isn't it wonderful to be exactly who you are? When you learn to start accepting yourself, you'll become a shining star. tears I shed. 'Cause at that moment something inside me changed, and a bright new path I led. I ran back home and I picked up my old guitar, and I started strumming these chords, and I sang her words along with their song, and I heard someone sing along, and we sang, "Isn't it great to be different? Isn't it wonderful to be exactly who you are? When you learn to start accepting yourself, you'll become a shining star." I turned around and I saw her at my door, a cute gray mare with the wall-eyed stare. She said,
I've heard you play and sing before, and I heard a sadness I could not bear. I just wanted to tell you that the hardest thing I faced wasn't the teasing or the pain. It was convincing myself I wasn't stupid, strange, or lame, and helping others do the same.
these last few years flew by just like a blur. I'm now exactly where I should be, and I know I owe it all to her, that beautiful mare who believed in me. Isn't it great to be different? Isn't it wonderful to be exactly who you are? When you learn to start accepting yourself, you'll become a shining star. Isn't it great to be different? Isn't it wonderful to be exactly who you are? When you learn to start accepting yourself, you'll become a shining star.
Isn't it wonderful?
You'll become a shining star.
Isn't it great?
When you learn to love just who you are.
Whee! Streamception. Good night, everyone.